Well, as you can see, that is our next reel-to-reel where we're going the distance with the roll-on lens. I'm Cam, Senior National Training Manager at Diode LED, and this is our next reel-to-reel where we're taking reels of tape light to real life. Every other month, a 15-minute deep dive on either a single product or product family. I'm very excited about this. I get it. It's just a lens, but this is something the industry has needed for a very long time. So let's get into it and talk about some of the features.
Constructed from flexible polycarbonate, the roll-on lens provides the same light diffusion as our classic frosted lens option, but in longer lengths. This flexible design allows the lens to be rolled into place more efficiently across extended runs, helping reduce visible seams, gaps, and interruptions in the finished appearance. By maintaining consistent diffusion over a longer continuous length, the roll-on lens helps conceal diodes, soften hotspots, and create a cleaner, more uniform line of light. Before we get into installation, let's talk about compatibility. The roll-on lens is designed for use with the A2, A3, slim, square, and 45-degree channels, providing installers with a defined set of profiles in which the lens can be properly seated and perform as intended. Confirming compatibility before installation helps ensure the lens fits securely within the channel, maintains consistent diffusion, and supports a clean, uninterrupted finished appearance. Because channel dimensions and lens retention details can vary, it is important to use the roll-on lens only with approved compatible channels and reference the appropriate specification sheet when planning the system. You'll find roll-on lens compatibility clearly identified on the specification sheets for each applicable channel, making it easy to determine whether the lens is compatible with a particular profile. This helps ensure that the correct channel and lens combination is selected during planning and specification, reducing uncertainty in the field and supporting a smoother installation. By referencing the spec sheet, designers, contractors, and installers can quickly confirm compatibility and select the appropriate components for a clean, seamless, and professional finish. For installation, you'll need your tape light, a compatible channel, and the roll-on lens, available only in 16.4 feet or 65.6 feet. Begin with a clean surface and ensure the tape light is securely adhered within a compatible channel. For faster, more consistent installation, consider using the tape light roller, a recent addition to the Diode LED product lineup. The roller helps apply even pressure across the tape light, promoting proper adhesion while minimizing the risk of damage during installation. Now, the key to an easy installation of the roll-on lens is this: alignment is everything. Start at one end and position the edge of the lens into the channel profile. No need to snap or force sections, just install in a continuous motion. A lens plays a critical role in creating a clean, professional installation, particularly when diode concealment is desired. Exposed diodes can detract from the overall aesthetic and make an installation appear unfinished, especially in applications where the light source is visible or located near reflective surfaces. By diffusing and softening the light output, a lens helps reduce visible hotspots, blends individual points of light into a more continuous line, and creates a smoother, more refined appearance. In addition to improving visual comfort, the lens contributes to the overall quality of the finished space. It helps the fixture integrate more seamlessly into architectural details, millwork, coves, displays, and other design-focused applications where the appearance of the light source is just as important as the illumination itself. For projects that require a polished, specification-grade result, selecting the appropriate lens can be the difference between an installation that looks exposed and technical versus one that feels intentional, finished, and professionally executed. Similarly, visible seams or gaps in the lens can interrupt the visual continuity of the installation and potentially reveal the light source beneath. Even when the diodes themselves are concealed, Poorly aligned lens sections, inconsistent cuts, or noticeable breaks between lens pieces can draw attention to the fixture instead of the lighting effect. This is especially important in linear applications where the goal is to create a smooth, uninterrupted line of light. Careful lens selection, clean installation, and tight-fitting connections help maintain a refined appearance and ensure the finished result feels intentional, seamless, and professionally executed.
As you can see, there's a lot of really cool features with the roll-on lens and where you can kind of integrate this into your architectural details, your future applications and projects. Again, like I said earlier, this is something the industry has needed for a very long time. We've actually, as a company, have attempted to try to come out with a roll-on lens in the past, and it's always that it's that perfect mix between having polycarbonate or do you use silicone, how flexible should it be? We've tried different types of materials. Some would pop out very easily, especially if you were doing something on the ceiling with gravity pulling it down. So I'm very excited about this product. I get it's just a lens, but this is now allowing you to be able to take direct view applications or indirect view, but specifically direct view, and have up to 65 feet of unbroken light. Imagine now being able to do different types of direct view perimeter lighting in a space and only having breaks in the lens where the actual corners are at. So I want to just do a quick recap on some of the key features here. So again, remember though, this is only available in 16.4 feet and 65.6 feet. That 16.4 is really for a lot of those applications that are common, like under cabinet, or maybe underneath a island countertop that's longer than 8 feet. Traditionally, you would have to maybe do an 8-footer and a 4-footer. What I would have told you in the past is a tip and trick is to swap the lenses so that now the 4-foot lens would go over half of the 8-foot channel, and then the 8-foot lens would go over the rest of the 8-foot channel and then the 4-foot channel. This would then kind of reduce that visible dead spot. Now, with the 16.4 feet, now you can easily just roll this over on some of these kind of common applications. And then the 65.6 foot length is really, again, for that perimeter lighting, cove lighting, anything where you have something longer than that 16-foot lens and want to make sure that you have that continuous line of light. And then the compatible channel profiles is right now, currently it's the A2, A3, slim, square, and 45 degree. I know that we have a question in the chat about kind of some future capabilities with mud-in and also other channel profiles as well as lenses. We will talk about that at the end in the Q&A. I will address that. And then just to keep in mind, if you're trying to get kind of the diffusion properties of the roll-on lens, it is identical to the classic frosted lens. So if you look up, for example, slim components in the search bar on Diode LED, you're going to find all the componentries for the slim, everything from the mounting clips to the different lens options. You can also go to the specification sheet that way, or just go to the slim channel profile specification sheet, and you'll be able to look and see what tape lights are going to look completely diffused in each channel, what we recommend, and then also everything from the light loss. So you're going to get a 20% light loss with the roll-on lens. So keep that in mind if you're doing, for example, let's say 500 lumens a foot on the tape lay. Now just keep in mind that's going to be more like 400 lumens a foot if you put on the roll-on lens. And also it has a very minimal CCT shift. This is something that we're very proud of at Diode LED, is having very little CCT shift. So commonly in the industry, a typical polycarbonate lens or a opal lens can have as much as 150 to 200 to 250 CCT shift. So that 2700 Kelvin now looks like 3000 Kelvin. So I'm going to switch over here and then showcase really quickly. This is actually the roll-on lens is up here at the top, and then you can see the classic frosted lens. Actually, sorry, I have that backwards. This is the classic frosted. This is the roll-on lens. So it looks almost identical, literally has the exact same diffusion properties and scattering properties as the classic frosted. So keep that in mind when you're trying to specify this or you need a sample of it. We're going to send you a sample of the classic frosted, and it's going to give you that same exact look depending on what channel profile you put it on. And also in the actual video that we showcase, traditionally I would have told you to use some type of roller that is similar to this. You can get this for different types of painting and painter's tape. But believe it or not, actually our tape light roller works just as good, not just for tape light, but for channel and lens. So I actually have used this now quite a bit, and being able to roll over that lens specifically for the roll-on lens. When you snap this in, and let's say you have like a large amount of lens still left over, it's going to pull down, it's going to try to unsnap off. So either you have to try to snap it in there and be quick by snapping quite a bit of it before it now rips out, or you can start it by snapping it in, hold up some of that lens so that there's no tension, and then start to roll it down. This works fantastic. So just wanted to keep that on your radar. And then ease of installation, we talked about that, but also I want to talk about where are the opportunities. So obviously, the opportunities are endless, right? Anywhere that you have something longer than 8 feet, even if it's in direct view, that is a great option for the roll-on lens. So that now you're not having to butt up a 8-footer with another 8-footer or an 8-footer with a 4-footer. You're going to have just continuous lines of light utilizing the roll-on lens. But some of the more low kind of hanging fruit would be under cabinet, okay, or maybe even under countertops. So we have a lot of island countertops that are larger than 8 feet in length. Some of these are getting really large, so this would be a great one to use the roll-on lens, or even toe kick lighting. That could be another great spot. Just, I would say with toe kick, that's more for ease of installation than it is for having a clean line of light. Just being able to snap one lens on and roll it all the way down, no problem. And then, of course, more under countertop, especially in commercial projects where the countertops are much larger than 8 feet. Cove lighting, of course, even though this is in direct view, a roll-on lens will make the difference on how that light disperses into the actual cove, onto the wall, as well as the ceiling. You're going to reduce any of those kind of striations or dead spots that you might typically see with maybe a matte or reflective white paint that might be on that ceiling. So coves of all sorts, so even interior coves as well as reverse coves. So this is another great one where roll-on lens would actually technically be direct view. Now, yes, the reverse cove is going to have a reveal or a balance so that when you're farther away from it, you won't see the actual source of the light. But if you do go underneath that reverse cove, you're going to see the lens. So this would be a great opportunity to use the roll-on lens for some of these long runs of reverse coves. And of course, handrail lighting would be another great one to utilize this for. And then anything in direct view surface mounted as of now, until we come out with new channel profiles like our mudding series with the roll-on lens. So this would be a good example there with the kind of the up above those shelves, or any type of direct view surface mounted applications like you see here in either the the wood ceiling or wood slat walls. And then before we get into questions and answers, training opportunities, just keep in mind we do have a training section on the Diode LED website. If you hover your mouse over resources, or if you click resources, you're going to see a training section that you can click. That will take you to multiple different types of training opportunities, everything from our factory training opportunities. So these are the rest of the dates of the year. So we have 2 more standard trainings, another intermediate, and 2 more advanced trainings, one coming up very soon. And then just to give you a little snapshot of what we do at factory training, if you ever have the opportunity to come up, we're going to be able to show you all of the machinery that we have designed and engineered from the ground up, how we're doing true USA manufacturing and design and engineering, to then getting our hands dirty and actually building out some of these products, to even taking tours of our engineering lab. And then also just keep in mind we are adding all of these reels onto the YouTube channel for Diode LED, but we have plenty of other series out there like the Why It Matters series or the Light Lab series, or even our DMX kind of color control series. We also even have a Kasambi series on our Diode LED YouTube page. So please go there, make sure that you subscribe, comment, like some of our videos. This really goes a long way for us. And in field training, if you ever have an opportunity, reach out to your RSM that works on our team or your local rep agency. We can come out there and do really long format field trainings. These are not sales presentations, mass as trainings. These are true 3-hour deep dive trainings where we're shipping out the product to get hands-on with it, building out products, really going a deep dive into these products on how to use them versus just what they are, how to design them, how to specify, how to actually install these products. And then obviously we like to have some fun as well. So we've been doing a lot of Topgolf trainings around the country. Well, with that, guys, I appreciate your time. Thank you for joining these, and I will hopefully see you on the next one. I am Cam, Senior National Training Manager at Diode LED, and this is our reel-to-reel going the distance on the roll-on lens.